everybody, and Sangonani. Okay. My name is Avuya Gqoba. I'm from the University of the Witwatersrand, where I'm currently doing my master's in chemistry. Yes, in person. Someone said it too. Yes, I am. It is my honor and my privilege to be with you all today to share parts of my journey into academia and chemistry, and hopefully inspire you guys to play your part and try and make a meaningful contribution to society. So the title of my talk is Driven by Curiosity and My Journey into Science. So just a little about me. I grew up in the Eastern Cape, more specifically at Gqoba. My mom can tell you many stories about my growing up, many tales of exploration of the world around me. I was always obsessed with the need to know why things were the way they were. And of course, this curiosity led me to wanting to try my own experiments. My mom tells the story of how I used to, as a child, she would do the washing, and then when the water was left over, I would play with soap and the bubbles, and I would waste soap, basically, and waste money and water. But I was younger then, and I know better now. Another story my mom tells, she lost it now, but it wasn't funny then. I used to have an obsession, a weird obsession with burning household items. And so I would burn shoes, I would burn curtains and carpets and things like that. And me, being the bad criminal that I am, I would take the things to her and show them and ask her, why does this burn differently to that one? I didn't know I was doing a bad thing. I was just being curious and I was just having fun, right? And so this curiosity kickstarted my academic journey. And so when I look at my academic journey, I want to say it started when I did my degree in science, but really it started much, much earlier than that. I was fortunate enough to have had an aunt in my life who was a very heavy influence, who had her PhD in chemistry, and so she inspired me to do STEM, because she was the blueprint, and I saw that if she could do it, then so could I. And with her being such a heavy influence in my life, I started to realize that chemistry isn't some foreign thing, some faraway thing that only certain people do, only certain very, very smart people can do. I can do it, and so can you. And she helped me realize that chemistry is all around us. It's in the food that we eat, it's in the clothes that we wear, and it's in our bodies, right? And so, further into my academic journey, I attended events exactly like you guys are attending today. And I got to learn an instrument that I now use in my research. And events like that actually helped me realize that chemistry helps us understand matter that is so tiny we can't see it with our naked eye, but also all the way up to the vastness of space and everything else in between. And so with that curiosity, I decided to pursue my degree in chemistry. I then did my master's, I did my honors, and now I'm doing my master's. And I know that when you look at it like this, it seems like a three-step process, but it wasn't that simple. Nothing ever is. Nothing worth having is that simple. There were some high highs and some really low lows. And the things that kept me going actually was the perseverance, learning that nothing was going to stop me from reaching my goals. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to say that I'm living my dream, I'm still building my career. And so the further I got into my academic journey, I started to learn more about the global climate crisis that we're all in, and how we're starting to move away from using non-renewable energy sources that are actually hurting and damaging our environment, moving more towards using renewable energy sources. And that is where my research currently is in Masters. My research focuses on making hydrogen. I think you guys will know that hydrogen is the first element of the periodic table, right? Thank you. It's the first, we make hydrogen. And so you might ask, who cares about hydrogen? Why would you focus your entire research around hydrogen? Well, hydrogen is used in transportation, and also another big factor is that you can use it to generate electricity. I think as a South African, guys, we know we've got load shedding. We need electricity, right? But the problem with hydrogen is that it's made from fossil fuels, and those negatively affect our environment. And so researchers had to go back to the drawing board and say, how can we make hydrogen but not hurt our environment? And they discovered that we have a water splitting reaction, which does exactly as the title suggests. It splits water into, thank you, hydrogen and into oxygen. But then they discovered, hang on, while this is promising, the energy required to get the reaction going is way too high. And so what we do in the lab, we make catalysts that make the energy much, much lower, so you can make more hydrogen at a far less cost, right? And this is how I'm playing my part in using my passions to make a more meaningful contribution to society. And you can too. I understand we're not all the same. We don't all have the same lives. With that in mind, consider that you can do research at a company. For example, Toyota. Toyota has a car, the Toyota Mirai, that they have made that runs on hydrogen. Hydrogen only, not petrol or diesel. Hydrogen, right? And so you can do that. You can use your chemistry to conduct research and also develop new products like these. Or, if that's not for you, you can be a consultant in energy. You can be someone who gives businesses, government, organization information on their energy efficiency and sustainability practices. So you work at a company like Accenture, Ernst & Young, Deloitte, that's EY. Or you can go into law. You can work at a law firm like Bowman's Law, Norton Rose, and you can focus on the legal aspects of energy, for example, contracts, and ensuring that companies are compliant to the energy practices that are required. Because unfortunately for some people, unless there's a consequence, they're not going to move in the direction that the rest of the country is, right? And so we need to unfortunately face the harsh reality. We're undergoing a very serious global energy crisis. And the consequences are vast. It affects you, it affects me. It affects our economy, it affects businesses, it affects human life, it affects every part of our lives that we can imagine. And so, given that we're going through this problem, South Africa is in a good position to do amazing things in the energy sector. We've got the resources, guys. We've got the opportunities. All we need is people like you to step up and say, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do what it takes to change my environment. Because ultimately, you guys are the next generation. Your voice matters. It's going to be your country. We're leaving it in your hands. Generations are counting on you guys. So your contribution matters. And so, with all of that in mind, I'd like to thank the NSTF for giving us an opportunity to come talk to you guys. And also thank you guys for listening. And I'd like to encourage you, with everything that's going on this week, please engage, ask questions, connect with people. I will be available after the talk if anyone wants to ask any questions. But yeah, I wish you all the best in your careers, and I hope that I've encouraged you guys to pursue a career in STEM. If not, it's also okay. You can do great things in different spheres of your lives. All right? Thank you so much.